Hello there. So we're going to learn how to cut out our Sgraffito tiles. First, we're going to make a symmetrical stencil for your tile. First, you're going to fold a piece of paper to create your stencil. That line, that fold, is going to be the line of symmetry. So I traced the better half of my stencil design using the light box on one part of that fold. I'm going to fold it back. I'm going to make sure it's nice and tight. Now we're going to cut along the outer edge of our design. This will ensure that our stencil is symmetrical. It's very similar to when you were a really little kid and you would fold a piece of paper and cut out a heart. Go slow as you're cutting. Try and get a smooth cut. Now I can open my stencil. And voila, symmetry. I'm comparing it. See, I didn't have it quite right on my drawing, but I can use my logic to make myself a stencil. So we're going to now go to our slab, and we've got to compress the clay with a rib. Don't ask me why I'm using the flat part of the rib. That's a weird thing that I did. Try and use the curved part. So compressing does a couple of different things. First, it removes the texture from the canvas. And second, it helps to strengthen the surface of the clay so that it doesn't crack. You want to do this to both sides. Now we're going to place our stencil on our slab. You don't want to get too close to the edge, but you do want to try and conserve and use your space wisely. So we're going to use one of our stronger needle tools, and we're just going to cut our slab. We're going to cut our tile out of our slab. So you want to go ahead and cut it to the clay should be plastic enough that your needle tool reaches the surface of the table. Now we're going to take our tile out of our slab. We're going to separate them. And there's your tile. Yay! Now go ahead and smooth the edges out. Get rid of those clay boogers. Use one little fingerprint's worth of water at a time, but you do need to clean up those edges. Remember, craft matters. Sponges are great. Just make sure it's really well wrung out. You don't want to put too much water back into your clay body. Yes, I want you to take your time and get all the edges cleaned up and looking spiffy. Even the back. Why? Because craft matters, my friends. It makes a difference. All right, so now we're going to just make sure that our name goes on the back of our piece. I really like to add the date. I suggest you do too. Again, there I go again, using the flat edge. What is wrong with me? If you want to wait to put your name in it when it's leather hard and easier to carve and you get less clay boogers, I understand. In the meantime, if you want to do this while it's still plastic, try and draw all your lines that make up your letters down. It's easier to work alongside gravity than to try and work against it. I always clean off my clay, and I'm just going to do a bit of a double take. And that, my friends, is the beginning of your Sgraffito clay tile. It's ready to get leather hard and ready for underglazing.